Let's make something delicious. For these snowball cookies, we are going to start with 2 sticks, which is 1 cup of unsalted butter that is very soft, room temperature. I have it in the bowl of my KitchenAid mixer. If you want to use just a hand mixer, you can. It's fine. Now I'm going to mix this up until it's smooth and creamy. Now to this we are going to add a 1/2 cup of sweetened condensed milk, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. I know it's very little almond extract, but almond extract is very strong. And also, you don't want it to taste really almondy. You just want it to add a little something. Now you're going to mix this till it's all nice and creamy. Now let's talk about our dry ingredients. For this recipe, you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, a pinch, which is about 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. Now we're going to mix this all together. Now the reason I am adding that cornstarch is if you add cornstarch to things like this, it gives you a much better texture on the cookie. If you leave it out, they'll still be good, but it'll have a much better texture if you add in the cornstarch. Now for things like cookies, I have a tendency to mix the flour and, well, the dry ingredients I should say, in by hand, because you're less likely to over mix than with a mixer. So I'm going to add the dry ingredients in 2 parts. So I'm going to put in half and stir it in gently until it's mixed in, and then I'll put in the next half. Now I'm going to add in the second half. And for things like this that have so few ingredients and rely on the flavor of those ingredients, I have a tendency to make sure that I get the best that my money can buy. The butter, use real butter, please. Do not use margarine. Use real butter, please. And the extracts, I tend to choose to go with pure extracts because you get a much better end product and a much better flavor out of something that doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients, and you're relying on those for your flavor. Now we have a beautiful dough. It's nice and stiff. Now if yours doesn't look quite this stiff, and when you touch it, it's leaving behind a lot of goop on your fingers, it may be that your house is a little warm, and if so, you'll want to pop this into the refrigerator and let it chill for about 1/2 hour to an hour so that they won't spread all over the pan when you bake them. Now we are going to start scooping our cookies. I've got a 1/2 sheet pan here, or you can just use a plain old cookie sheet, but just make sure you line it with some parchment paper. It's going to make it much easier on you. Now you're going to scoop these. It depends on, this is all up to you. This is your tractor, whatever cranks it. If you want bigger cookies and fewer of them, use this size scoop. This is a 1.5 tablespoon cookie scoop. If you want smaller cookies and a lot more of them, use a smaller cookie scoop. Something more like this. Now you want to scoop them nice and even. Nice even mound in your cookie scoop. See, like that. And you want to drop them on your cookie sheet. Now remember, these are not going to spread much, or at least they shouldn't. So you don't have to put them really far apart. They should stay in good little mounds, or big mounds, depending on how big you make them. I'm going to put about 3 in a row on a 1/2 sheet pan. Now if you're doing a smaller cookie sheet, you may want to do about 2 in a row. And you want to have your oven preheated to 325 degrees. These need to bake on a lower temperature. They don't take very long at all to bake, so they need to bake on a lower temperature because they will have a tendency to burn if you up that temperature. So you don't want to up that temperature any. Now if you have multiple cookie sheets, if you have 2 cookie sheets full of cookies, then you will want to make sure you have one of your racks 1 step above the bottom and one of your racks 1 step below the top. About halfway through the baking process, which will be about 5 to 6 minutes, you want to rotate your pans for even browning. And you want to put the top on the bottom and the bottom on the top. Now I'm going to pop these into my 325 degree preheated oven. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Now these beauties are out of the oven. They baked for between 12 and 15 minutes. To be oddly specific, mine baked for about 13 minutes. You will know they're done when you touch them and they feel kind of dry on top, and they look a lot drier, a little more craggy, and some of them may even have a little light tinge of golden brown around the edges. Not all of them will, but some of them will. Now you want to let them sit on these pans for 5 minutes to cool. Then you want to remove them to a wire rack, and then I'll show you what we do next. It's been 5 minutes. I've removed them from the cookie sheets. They're cooled some, but not cooled completely. And I've put them on a wire cooling rack. And as you can see, if you can see or hear, the cooling rack is sitting on wax paper. You'll thank me for this later with this next step, because otherwise you're going to have stuff everywhere. This makes for easy cleanup. Now, what are snowballs without snow? They're just balls. We don't want that, so we gotta put some snow on them. So here's our snow. We have half a cup of powdered sugar, and I have it in a fine mesh sieve. Now we are just gonna sift it over top. Now you can do anywhere from a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. It depends on how much snow you want on here. I'm doing a half a cup. I think a half a cup will be perfect. Now, if you did the smaller scoop and the smaller cookies, you may need a little bit more. But this looks like it's going to be more than enough. I'm just going to keep shaking it until it's all shook out. Now look at those beautiful snowballs. Ain't they pretty? Now, you want to let them cool completely. I mean, I know you're going to be tempted because they smell so amazing and they look so beautiful. I know you're going to be tempted to pick one of them up and pop it in your mouth. But do not. They are extremely delicate already because of the sweetened condensed milk. So you want to let them cool completely at this point. It will let them finish setting up completely so they won't be so delicate, and it will allow that powdered sugar to adhere to them just a little bit. These are perfect for your Christmas cookie table or your Christmas cookie swap, or to take to your Christmas church dinner or your church gathering or whatever, or just to make on a Tuesday. These are perfect for anything like that. They're quick, easy, and mouth-wateringly delicious. So come back next time to Angela Kay's Kitchen, where I take you from gourmet to everyday and everything in between. God bless. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Batmobile lost his will and Joker got away. Hey!